Hello mga KaTechram, this is my first time reading the book. And then I'm doing my own vlog. First, okay. Book 3, My Bible Friends, Jesus and the Storm, Jesus and the Children. Jesus and the Storm. Jesus stood in a boat, a fishing boat with oars and a sail, and talked to the many people who had come to hear him. All day long, Jesus told them stories. When it was evening, Jesus said to his helpers, "Let us cross over to the other side of the lake and rest." Jesus' helpers untied the boat, and they pushed it from the shore and raised the sail. One man sat in the back of the boat to guide it with the steering tiller. The boat moved slowly at first and then faster across the quiet blue water. Around the yellow moon came up over the lake. The stars twinkled high overhead. Jesus was so very tired, he lay down with his head on a pillow and was soon sound asleep. The man at the back steered carefully. The boat sailed on and on and on. Suddenly, a fierce wind began to blow. It blew a black cloud over the moon. It blew black clouds over the stars. It whipped the water into the huge angry waves. The waves tossed the boat this way and that way and up and down. There was lightning. There was thunder. The wind stopped blowing. The waves were still. The clouds went away and the stars twinkled again. That the moon made on the water and crossed to the other side of the lake. "Why were you afraid?" Jesus asked his helpers. "Why were you afraid when I was with you?" Jesus says to boys and girls today, "Don't be afraid when the lightning flashes and the thunder crashes. I am, and the strong winds blow. I am with you always," says Jesus, "in the dark and in the storm. I will never leave you. I will never leave you. Don't be afraid." Jesus and the children. Mark and Sarah were waiting with mother and baby Esther to see Jesus. Other children were waiting with their mothers. Jesus' helpers frowned at them. "Can't you see that Jesus is busy? He has no time for children." Mark and Sarah and mother with baby Esther turned slowly away. Mark hung his head and watched the dust of the pan squish up between his brown toes. Sarah looked back at Jesus. A tear ran down her cheek. Then they heard Jesus say to his helpers, "Suffer the little children to come into me, and forbid them not." All the children ran to Jesus. Jesus took baby Esther on his lap. He smiled and touched Sarah's cheek, where the tear had run down. He put his hand on Mark's head. The children took turns standing close to Jesus. He told them stories. On the way home, Mark whistled a happy tune. Sarah skipped ahead, and then she waited and took Mother's hand. I wish we could see Jesus every day, she said. Maybe, said Mother, maybe soon. Jesus will come to the temple. One day, Mark and Sarah heard people singing the Hosanna song. They ran to see why people were singing. They saw Jesus riding on a colt, coming down the road. People were laying their coats on the road. Boys to ride him over. Boys were waving palm branches and shouting. Girls were tossing flowers and singing. May we go with Jesus? Asked Mark. May we? said Sarah. Mark's father cut a palm branch. Where's the father? Where's the father?
This one.
May we go with Jesus? Asked Mark. May we? said Sarah. Mark's father cut a palm branch for him. And Mother helped Sarah fill a basket with flowers. Mark waved his palm branch and shouted, Hosanna to the Son of David! Hosanna! Hosanna! Sarah tossed flowers for Sarah.
This one is Sarah.
Tossing flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Mark waved his palm branch and shouted, Hosanna to the Son of David! Hosanna! Hosanna! Sarah tossed flowers on the road and sang, Hosanna! Hosanna! It was like a big parade. It made Jesus happy to hear the children shout and sing. Why is the face like that?
He's shouting.
The parade came to the top of a hill. Jesus stopped the colt and looked down over the hill. The boys stopped waving their palm branches and looked. The girls stopped tossing flowers and looked. The people stopped and looked down over the hill. What did they see over the hill? Is this the brook?
Yeah.
There was a brook down over the hill. There was a brook down over the hill. A sing-along, laugh-along brook. They were not looking at the brook. There was a city with a high stone wall down over the hill. But they were not looking at the city, the high stone wall. They were looking at the temple, the white marble temple, shining like a big snow castle. In the afternoon sun, everyone had stopped at the top of the hill to look at the temple, the beautiful temple. This one's the temple, Tatay.
Yeah.
The next day, Mark and Sarah and many other children went with Jesus and his friends to the temple. But when they got there, the sounds coming from the temple didn't sound like a temple at all. There were no sounds of singing and praying. There was no sound of... It wasn't quiet, like hush, like...
Why maybe water. Need to drink water.
Wait, I just need to drink water.
Are you thirsty, Nana? Okay. You drink water, Nana, my son. I will support you to your first vlog.
Okay. On the next day, Mark and Sarah and many other children went with Jesus and his friends to the temple. But when they got there, the sounds coming from the temple didn't sound like a temple at all. There was no sounds of singing and praying. It wasn't quiet like and hushed like with people tiptoeing when they walked. Instead, there was a terrible rackety noise. Look at the face, it's funny.
Maybe next time when you show them the picture, what they doing like that, what it says here like that. Now, but you need to read Mona like this. You read.
Traders had brought to the temple cattle and sheep and doves to sell for offerings. They shouted, "Buy cattle for your offering, buy sheep for your offering, buy dogs for your offering." Money changers were there clinking the money. It didn't seem like a temple at all. Not at all. It was like a noisy marketplace.
Next.
Jesus stood in the doorway. The cattle traders looked at him. The sheep traders looked at him. The dove traders looked at him. They all stopped their shouting and selling. The money changers stopped clinking their money. Everyone looked at Jesus and waited to see what he would do. Jesus raised his arm. He said, "Take these things hence."
Okay, next.
Such a hurrying and scurrying, the traders hustled the cattle out. They rushed the sheep out. They grabbed the dove sages and ran. Okay. The money changers didn't even stop. To take their money. All the grown-up people ran away from Jesus. But the children didn't run away from Jesus. Mark and Sarah and all the children crowded close around him. He told them stories. He took little ones on his knee. A little boy went to sleep on his lap. Then the sick people came to Jesus. A boy hurt leg made it well. The boy threw away his crutches. Now he could walk. He could run. He could jump. A father and mother brought their sick little girl to Jesus. She was so sick they carried her in a hammock. Jesus took her small thin hand in his. He said, "Be well, little girl, be well." The little girl smiled. She was well. So quick.
Yeah. That's what God is.
Doing.
It's so powerful.
This one's a blind man.
Yeah.
A boy led a blind man to Jesus. The blind man's eyes were tight shut. He had never seen a tree or a house, not anything. Jesus made his eyes see. At the first thing the blind man ever saw, the lovely face of Jesus. I'm almost done. How many pages more? Oh, just 3 pages. The children were so happy when they saw the sick people made well. They again waved their palm branches and sang the Hosanna song. The grown-up people who had run away and came back. They looked at the temple doors and heard the children singing. They said to Jesus, "Make the children be still." But Jesus liked to hear the children sing. He didn't want to make them still. It was time to close the temple doors. Tomorrow the children would come back to hear more stories. Jesus wanted them to come. And he had said, "Suffer the little children to come into me, and forbid them not." This one's not done yet. This one. Mark and Sarah waved goodbye to Jesus. All the way home, they sang the Hosanna song. Hosanna to the Son of David. Hosanna, Hosanna. Bye, KaTechram. See you tomorrow.
To my next, what will you say? What is your end?
And what?
You end the video. End your vlog.
Okay, I'm going to say something. What did you learn from the book? Good.
What did they say to you?
They said, Jesus and the storm and Jesus and the children.
Okay, good job. Then,
Bye.
bye. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching in my channel.
Okay. You're sad. Okay. Love you, KaTechram.
Love you, KaTechram. See you later.